Yusuf is at checkout online, cart sitting at $87. The card offer says spend $100, get $15 back. He adds a $13 item he wasn't planning to buy, just to clear the threshold. He feels like he just made $15. He actually spent $13 he wouldn't have otherwise spent to earn $15 back, a net gain of exactly $2 on an item he didn't need in the first place. Here's the number that should stop you mid-scroll. Most rewards cards pay back somewhere between 1 and 5%. It takes almost nothing in unnecessary extra spending to completely erase that entire reward, and most people never actually run that specific math. This isn't a video telling you rewards cards are a scam, or that you should cut them all up. Paid off in full every month, they can be genuinely useful. It's a video about the specific moment spending starts getting justified by the reward instead of the actual need. Let me show you exactly where that line sits. My name is Alex, and today on Wealth Adjacent, we're taking apart the math behind "it's basically free." Quick disclaimer, not financial advice, just the math on rewards rates. Let's meet Yusuf. Pays his card off in full every month, genuinely not in debt, feels responsible about it, checks his statement regularly. He just never calculated whether his actual spending behavior was net positive or net negative against the rewards he was earning. Here's the actual mechanism. A typical rewards rate is small, often just 1 to 2% on general purchases, sometimes higher on specific categories like groceries or travel. That means every extra unnecessary dollar spent specifically to chase a reward has to be weighed against a genuinely tiny return, not the psychological feeling of earning something, which tends to feel much bigger than the actual percentage involved. Here's the part that should make you sit up. Spending $13 you wouldn't have otherwise spent to earn $15 back isn't a $15 win. It's a $2 win on money spent on something you didn't actually want. If that $13 item never gets used, the real math is a $13 loss wearing a $15 reward as a disguise, dressed up to feel like a smart financial move instead of what it actually was. This shows up specifically because rewards programs are designed around thresholds. Spend this much, get this bonus, which reframes crossing the threshold as the goal, rather than the original purchase decision staying the actual goal the whole time. The moment the threshold becomes the target, the actual usefulness of what's being bought quietly stops mattering as much. The psychology here is straightforward. It earns points, makes a purchase feel smarter than it is, turning ordinary spending into something that feels like a small win, even when the win only exists because spending happened in the first place. Nobody feels clever for simply not buying something. The reward specifically rewards the act of purchasing, which quietly nudges the entire decision in one direction. There's a specific pattern worth naming around sign-up bonuses too, since they operate on the same threshold logic at a larger scale. A card offering a large bonus for spending a specific amount within the first few months creates real pressure to hit that number, sometimes leading to purchases moved earlier than planned or genuinely unnecessary spending, purely to clear a threshold that resets the moment the promotional window closes. So here's the actual check, worth running before chasing any threshold. Ask directly, would I buy this specific item anyway, at this price, if there were zero reward attached at all? If the honest answer is no, the reward isn't actually free money. It's a discount on something you didn't need, which is a completely different math problem than the one your brain is running in the moment. Once a year, it's also worth actually calculating your card's net value, total rewards earned minus any annual fee, and separately, an honest guess at how much extra you spent specifically chasing thresholds that year. For a lot of people, that second number quietly cancels out a meaningful chunk of the first one, once it's actually written down instead of just felt. It's worth being honest about the genuine upside here too. Rewards earned on spending that would have happened regardless. Groceries, gas, regular bills are a real, uncomplicated benefit with no catch attached, as long as the card gets paid off in full every single month, since carrying a balance at typical interest rates erases any rewards value many times over. There's a specific category bonus version of this pattern worth naming too, since it operates a little differently from the flat rate threshold example. Cards offering higher rewards in specific categories, dining, travel, a particular store, can quietly shift where someone chooses to shop or eat, not because it's genuinely the better option, but because the reward rate is higher there specifically. Choosing a slightly more expensive restaurant because it earns extra points can easily cost more in the higher bill than it earns back in the bonus rate. The exact same threshold chasing logic, just spread across an entire spending category instead of a single cart. There's also a specific point valuation trap worth understanding, since not all rewards are worth what they appear to be worth at face value. Points redeemed for certain merchandise or gift cards frequently carry a lower actual cash value than points redeemed directly for cash back or a statement credit, meaning the $15 someone thinks they earned can turn out to be worth meaningfully less once actually redeemed, depending on which redemption option gets chosen. So here's where we land. This isn't about rewards cards being bad, used on spending you were already going to do, paid off in full. They're a genuine, real benefit. Yusuf started running the "would I buy this anyway" question before any threshold purchase, and found he was adding roughly nothing to his cart most months, just enjoying the reward on spending he was already doing. The point was never that a 2% reward isn't real. It's that a 2% reward can't survive even a small amount of unnecessary spending built specifically to chase it, and most people never actually run that comparison before adding the extra item to the cart. There's one more pattern worth naming, since it's specifically relevant around annual fee cards. A card with a meaningful annual fee needs to generate rewards value well beyond just covering that fee before it's actually net positive at all, which means the honest comparison isn't "did I earn some rewards this year?" It's "did my rewards clear the fee?" and then genuinely add value on top of that, a noticeably higher bar than the feeling of watching a points balance grow throughout the year. Check whether the reward is actually free or just a discount on something you didn't need. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, have you ever added something to a cart just to hit a rewards threshold? I'll see you in the next one.